Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And Jacques Nioba has just announced his side for their first test against Australia in the third round of the 2022 Rugby Championship. The Springboks have ditched the bomb squad. They have gone with an orthodox 5-3 split, a couple of new faces in, as well as backing a couple of players who had very average performances at Ayers Park. And the coaching staff continuing to sort of very much back their players and be quite confident in their full squad that every single player has got the ability to produce when needed. And very much no sort of knee-jerk selections and a couple of very interesting ones across the side. Before we do look at the side, please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Now, we haven't won in Australia in 2013, and the team that will be looking to try and repeat this feat 9 years later is as follows. The big news is up front, Oxenchair and Joseph Dweber will keep their spots in the starting lineup. Very interesting decision, especially to start Joseph Dweber. A lot of people have been sort of calling for the Springbok manager's head, really, regarding the fact that they have benched Malcolm Marx. But the Springboks have stood firm. They have backed Joseph Dweber and they said that we believe he can do a job, and have backed him to start at number 2. Fastball Herbert keeps the spot, as does Eben Etzebeth, Louis Diaga, Sia Khaleesi, Pierce Step Toy, and Dwayne Vermeulen. Dwayne Vermeulen also looking a little bit off the pace, as you imagine, after a bit of an injury layoff, but backing him to get going from the start once again. Faf de Klerk is back from his concussion sort of break and will start in the number 9 jersey. Andre Pollard, Makazoloma Pimpy, Damon Dealendi, Lakanya all continue. Warwick Galant gets another opportunity in the green and gold this year, this time on the wing, a place where he has played many times in his career, and he's very comfortable there next to Damian Willemse. For me, what's sort of so exciting is I think we're going to see that Warwick Galant, Damian Willemse combination that we saw at the Stormers. And I think that, you add Lakanya in there, and I think the three of these guys could really turn it up this weekend, because they are players who naturally find space, can naturally sort of see the game ahead of them very easily. And I think that Warwick Galant, Damian Willemse could very much bring out the best in each other. Off the bench, as we mentioned, a move away from the 6-2 split bomb squad. Adir, Malcolm Marx, Stephen Kitsoff, Vincent Koch are the replacement front row. Franco Moss and Quagga Smith are the two other forward replacements. So Jasper Wiese has dropped out of the 23. Jaden Hensel drops down to the bench. Alton Yankees comes onto the bench as a reserve fly half. And Frans Steyn has replaced Vilileru in that number 23 jersey. So once again, we're seeing changes, not too many changes, but changes to start giving more players opportunities. We haven't seen much of Warwick Galant this year. We only saw one half of Alton Yankees, and we haven't actually seen Frans Steyn just yet. So, the management sort of spoke about the fact that, this group was the group that's going to be taking on Australia, and they're going to make a few changes when it gets to Argentina and give everybody an opportunity. All of a sudden, we're already seeing 3 players who weren't involved in the All Blacks, and not because of injury, because they weren't picked, being involved this weekend. So, we can very much see a long-term vision when it comes to the Springboks and the coaching staff, and they want to try and give players game time. They want to see where they are as a squad. They want to make sure that everybody in the squad gets an opportunity to sort of show exactly where they are at. And this sort of selection is very much with that. It's giving Alton Yankees an opportunity again. It's bringing Frans Steyn in to see if he can still do a job at this level. And I think it's also going to be, it's about time, I think, maybe that we do move away from the 6-2 split a little bit, because for the last 3 matches in a row, we have seen a backline player go down quite early, and that's kind of really messed up the entire sort of game plan. So, we're not necessarily going to have that massive impact coming from a forwards perspective, but we do have very different options in a backline perspective coming off the bench. Alton Yankees, who I think, he's a very attacking natured fly half, and so he's very good at chasing the game. For example, Australia are traditionally a place where we haven't beaten them, so every chance we could be behind. But I think that also there's so many different ways you could tweak this side this weekend, which I think is probably the most exciting thing. The fact that we could be looking at, you've got 3 players, for example, who could also slot in at 15 very easily. So, when you're looking to bring on Frans Steyn, you could be bringing Frans Steyn on for Damien Dealendi. You could and putting him at 12. You could bring him on for Dealendi and putting Willemse at 12 and Frans Steyn at fullback. We could be seeing Warwick Galant shifting to fullback. We could see so many different sort of combinations this weekend, and I think it's a very diverse selection with regard to the backline players, because there are so many options. And versatility has always been very key for the Springboks. There's a lot of versatility on this bench. Franco Moss, who can cover 4, 5, 7. Quagga Smith, who covers the entire back row. There are a lot of options here, and I think that there are a couple of players who need to have big games, the likes of Dwayne Vermeulen, the likes of Joseph Dweber. You need Alton Yankees to come on and make a statement when he does come on. You need Frans Steyn to show that he still has it. A couple of people saying that Delaney's under a little bit of pressure. So it should be a very interesting side. It's very much an interesting game, rather. It's very much a side that can do the job, but they've got to pitch up. And there are a couple of players here who really need to put their hands up and start showing their world-class ability. Like Peter Steph-Toy, who we still hardly haven't seen the best of this year. Not to say it's been bad, but we haven't seen the Peter Steph-Toy that was the world player of the year. Let me know what you think of the team down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.